All right, what's the move, baby? Move, huh? It'll straighten out. Don't worry. It'll straighten out. It'll straighten out. It'll straighten itself out. What's good, family? What's good? What's good with y'all, man? What's going on? Going on? What's going on? Let's go ahead and talk to the TikTok real quick because I know they probably like, yo, my man's ain't go live. What's going on with him? All right. So what y'all got? What y'all doing? No, 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 no. Hey man. Yeah, I'm just trying to tell y'all real quick. Hey. I forget how to use TikTok. So. Oh shit. Wait. What I don't know how to use things. All right, so hey, we're live on the YouTube. So I mean, if y'all want to come through while I'm chilling, just come on through. All right, just make it happen. All right, so we're live on YouTube. I don't know what you're waiting on. Coming through, just come on through. All right, y'all know how to get the link in the bio. I'd like to see some. Let's talk some EDH. So anyway, what's going on, peoples? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? What's going on? What's the move? What's the move? What's the move out here today, huh? What we got going on, man? Oh boy, yo, this time change has thrown everything off of me. I still feel like I'm asleep, even though it's like, yo, I gained a whole hour. So, like, what am I complaining about, right? Body's adjusting still, which makes no sense. Maybe I'm just getting old. That's probably all it is. I'm just old now. Just getting old. That's cool. We got some coffee in the cup though. Gonna sip on that while we talk a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit. We're gonna talk a little bit. All right, which is fine. So, what news we got going on? Man, another secret layer today that I have no money for, which is great because, why? Why have money for stuff when, you know, why? Just why have money for stuff? And it makes no sense because I could have sworn we just had secret layer for PlayStation, and then we had secret layer something else, Spider-Man, and then we got secret layer. We're gonna have secret layer for who else? Avatar. What? Yeah, the Avatar one. When does that drop? I think no, the Avatar one is today. And then we have the secret layer 30th, the secret layer encyclopedia, which great because that's more money, and I think it's like $200. And am I gonna spend $200 for cards I don't know what they're gonna be? There's like 6 of them that we know. I think I was watching Joel on Magic, and I came across a screenshot too of like one of the cards were, I don't even remember. Let me look at my phone. Let me check now because I'm like, yo, I don't even remember anymore. But look. Secret layer. Yeah, 2025. Let's see some of the cards that are in here. Like if they're gonna be worth buying or not, which they honestly probably will. But it's $200. Oh, never mind. It dropped today. My bad. Yeah, it dropped today. And yeah, it's like so sudden. Like I think we knew about it for a little bit. Well, I didn't know about it. I knew about it for like a couple days. But that's it. I'm confused. Like you get demonic consultation out of it. I think you get a land of some sort out of it as well. But I knew there was a picture circulating around the card itself. And yeah. Oh, never mind. I just forgot the card. Don't worry about it. I forgot already. But yeah, I'm a little bummed out to be completely honest because it's like it just never feels like there's any time to get any of this stuff. But it is what it is. So Secret Lair and no, that's everyone's invited. I probably just had to do a video on it once I find the cards that were in it, but kind of just go from there, which is fine. There's no biggie. But let's talk about let's go ahead and let's the topic of discussion today is one, it's a new month, it's November, so I can break my streak of building new decks, right? And the biggest deck that I honestly want to build, honestly, was Gwen Stacy, a flip of Gwen. And I've been sitting and I've been kind of pondering on like how to build Gwen, and I don't know. I really don't know how to build her. I don't know if we go more exile route. There's a few cards that I can remember that are pretty, and I hate going to Moxfield and EDH rec, but hey, you gotta use the resources that you have, and that's one big habit that I'm trying to break for myself. Is like stop going against the grain so much to the point that it just frustrates me. Right? Oh, I remember I was having issues Moxfield over in. All right, we're good. Hey, not in, baby. Okay. And I think I started a Gwen list at some point. I just got we might honestly work on it while we're on stream. Usually I try to use and go with cards that I have. And then maybe at some point I'll end up picking stuff up. But we'll kind of just go. Hey, shout out to Powerless for following me on Moxfield. I rocks with that. Drake 88 liked my Peter Parker deck, and Lunar 77 liked my Big Green Silver. So hey, we'll rock with that. So we're gonna go ahead and flip screens real quick. We're just gonna go ahead and talk about Gwen and how we're gonna potentially try to build her and kind of just go from there. The wrong screen, and that's the wrong screen. There we go. I got to do better. I got to clean up my OBS. So I ended up having Gwen Stacy here, and I think I want to go bracket wise. It's hard to say. I think I want it to be a 3, maybe a 4, just depending on how it goes. But I always feel like once you hit 4s, it is just it's pretty cookie cutter. But there are definitely a few cards that I do want to kind of look at. And oh yeah, this is my list that I started. So yeah, I did start with Party Thrasher, which I own, and Quintoris, which I own. Um, the biggest thing is trying to figure out how good she really can be, because I feel like she's pretty tough. Like she's tough to build. And do we lean so far into her exile on her backside or not? Because like whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, put a 1 more counter on Ghost Spider, and then remove 2 counters from her. You can exile top card of your library. You cast that card this turn. So we're kind of in a hard place here, which I feel like we have to utilize putting counters on her as quick and as early as possible in order to get the most out of her. There's going to have to probably be some type of doublers that we end up putting on her, which honestly I just don't know. Scryfall. We're going to use Scryfall here, I guess, as well, just to shake things up. And a buddy of mine, he works with me, he uses Scryfall for a lot of stuff, and we might end up building this in real time. We'll kind of go. I want to sort it by color. Have an advanced mode in Scryfall? Probably not. Yeah. All right. So I wish we could. I think the only thing I wish we could do is sort this by color. If we sort it by color, we'd be all right. but it's fine. It is what it is. Color. So, what cards in red, white, and blue could be utilized um for Gwenem? If we went more of an artifact route, whenever you control enters, artifact you control enters, you put a 1/1 counter on, which I think, I've always loved artifacts. Any type of artifact build, I'm always for it. You can honestly go with something like that. Which honestly, this can't be right. Um, Exile top, maybe. Uh, just go in advanced search. Exactly these colors. And it calls stats. We don't care. Paper. On commander. Um, Rarity doesn't matter. Price doesn't really matter to artists. We don't care about it. Exile. Let's see if this works. This might work. Let's see. Let's see. Exile. So it pulls up Gwen Stacy, which is, I guess, good. But I need cards that go around it. So this might be better that we go to Gwen Stacy. Then we're gonna look at bracket 3 stuff and see what cards they recommend going in. I don't think I have any of these, but I do own Heroes Hangout for a red. The top 2 cards of your library. Choose one card, then you may, to the end of your next turn, you may play that card. To the end of your next turn. Huh. But that's not too bad. I feel like we would always go with the date night. And in Spider-Verse, if you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you may copy it. If you do, you may choose new targets for the copy spell. If the copy is a permanent spell, it gains hasted due only once each turn. Huh. That's not too bad. I think we would slide Spider-Verse in this list. You sort things for my brain. So we'll add Spider-Verse to the list. And we're just gonna add cards that we feel are really good, and then we might go from there. Kind of see that. Spider-Verse, Heroes Hangout. I think it's pretty good. Hangout. Pretty sure I have a foil version of that too. Vega the Watcher. I'm pretty sure I have a copy of Vega the Watcher, but this card is pretty good. Whenever you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you draw a card. I like that. Expressive Iteration. I have the Secret Layer version of that card, so that's pretty good. Yeah, Vega the Watcher, Expressive Iteration. Yeah, these are all good. I don't have a copy of Lelia though, Blood Reforged, which is fine. Yeah, so I think we'll add Vega the Watcher. We're just gonna add cards as we go. Vega the Watcher, and then we're gonna add Expressive Iteration. Go from there. Cool. Yo, that copy of Vega is kind of dope, even though owls scare me, but that's a story for another time. I'm pretty sure I have Quintor's Canned, which might be pretty good in here too. Got spell from exile, deals 2 damage to each opponent, gain 2 life. So a little bit of life gain and drain here. Create a spirit, and this works with the other Quintoris that we have in the list. Quintoris Loremaster. Exiling a non-creature non-land card from your graveyard, making a spirit, and you can sack a spirit. So we use it for the bottom cost. We sack a spirit, which is cool. Which is cool. We might add Quintor's Canned. Let's go ahead and run. that one in there, so we might be Planeswalker. Harmony Celebration I don't own, but it's pretty good. Whenever modify creature you control attacks, exile top card of your library, you may play that card this turn. Then you cast spell from exile, put a 1/1 count on target creature. So we would honestly just be, for Gwen, we would double up the counters on her. We have something like this, which is always going to be good. Definitely going to keep that in mind for the list. Light Up the Stage. I know I have a copy of Light Up the Stage, which is pretty good. I think we'd probably run a few reduction, instant sorcery reductions. Probably even add Growl in here as well. Light Up the Stage seems like a pretty good card for us. And then we kind of go through. Pretty good card. First spell you cast from exile, each turn has Cascade, which is kind of dope. So a lot of these things are pretty much the same cookie cutter, cut and dry type deal. We could add this stuff in here, but I don't know how far we're gonna go into it. I need to see if I have this card because this is pretty good. So in turn you may play cards exiled with your Fang. Spells you cast away cost 2 less to cast. So yeah, definitely having a little engine that will exile stuff for us on our own is pretty good. Play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, you gain 2 life. Look at top card of your library, you may exile it face down. So that they had to look at some, well, I guess you can because it's public information for you because it's your cards. You exile it face down so your opponent doesn't see. But then you can activate your Ranger. Atali's probably really good in here. I think the biggest thing we're going to run into though is mana. So we're just going to have to run mana rocks, things like that. Basically any color outside of black and or green. So we'll figure all that out. But I think Atali will definitely make his way in. Gonna have to definitely run some haste enablers in here. Atali, Promise Stone. Gonna be big creatures matter, huh? Which would be cool with a guy like your Ranger, because it'll reduce the cost by 2. So it'll actually be a 4 cost $1, which isn't too bad. It's not bad at all. Which I like. I think it's pretty good. Scrolling through, of course, Jessica's Will. I don't even think I'm gonna even. I just feel like Jessica's Will is honestly perfect in here. I had to run the proxy of it, of course, but I feel like now we're adding game changer stuff, so we're gonna be kind of stuck into like bracket 4. $32. I get a copy of it one. Bone Horde, Dragosaur, exile top to go. Yeah, I think Fortune. In these cards that I do have, Bergie, Bond. I don't have any guys. I don't have any of this stuff. But I can pick up. Do the flip. Stage of Beyond. Keeper. Secrets. VV might slide into the list solely because yeah, it's not bad. Stella Lee. Do I have a copy of Stella? Then you can play that card. Copy is I wonder if we make this more like Exile Spell Slinger type deal. Very low on creatures, maybe 10 to 15 like valuable creatures for the list. Either they're gonna draw us cards, give us mana, things like that, and then everything else is like a value. Could be like just got good stuff almost to a degree. The creature control deals common damage to a player, which on top of your that player's library. Into an turn, you may cast a spell. So if Grinzo works, oh, I like this. So whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, it doesn't say your exile, anyone's exile, period. You get to buff her. Okay. So that actually makes her even better. Electro, Rose Cutter, at this turn, create a junk token for each opponent you attacked. Whenever you sacrifice a junk, add red, which would actually go really good with Electro because you add red. Cool. and you just pull that red mana, which you might leave for later. Twinkle Monk, always good. I see where some things can go with this list. We just got to do a little bit of digging and figuring stuff out. Voice Duality, Bria Riptide, Gwen, Boros Charm. I don't care what anyone says. If you have room to add any type of charm to your deck, especially if you're running Boros colors, you have to run Boros Charm. Card's too good. Giving all your permanents indestructible during the turn. Yeah, I mean, really can't beat that. Or giving something double strike over the top. Your commander swinging in, you got to get a little bit of damage. You got evasion already. Give it that double strike, bust him upside the head. I like that. Opera Love Song is the top 2 cards of the library. You may play this card and see your next instep. And 1 or 2 times. Not too bad. We got a little reduction. Play it for red. I rocks with that. Let's see. Nothing really crazy down here. Lightning Bolt stealing the song. Of course, we had to run some type of ramp in. I think all in all, we're at a pretty decent spot right now with some of the cards that we have. Creature wise, I don't think these are too bad. Got to dig through some artifacts maybe to see if there's any utility artifacts that we can use. Jamil is actually really good. Sort of Forge and Frontier. I don't own it, but I can probably get my hands on one. Saber Amulet's pretty good, but not getting mana, like, can't get any mana like I need to. The Key to the Vault is actually really good in here. Combat damage here, he has evasion. Like, I mean, the cards, you may exile an island card from among them at the bottom and cast it without paying its mana cost. Cast, put a 1/1 counter on it. Okay, we might be cooking a little something. Might be cooking a little something to the vault. Vault. The egg. Here. So, Havoc Razor. In. Cage with it. Costume. Move 1/1 counter. So this is actually just going to be good to just put 1/1 counters on Gwen. Whatever my figures, you could control leaves the battlefield, put a 1/1 counter on. Wild Wasteland. If you draw step again, your upkeep, exile top 2 cards of the library. You may play those cards this turn. Not bad. I actually like that. It's going to make it a little unique. Wild Wasteland. Okay. Tavern. Commander creature you own had the beginning upkeep, exile the top card of your library. This creature gets +X/+0 in a turn, where X is the card man's value. You may play that card this turn. Oh, Tavern Brawler is perfect in here. Tavern Brawler. I can't spell. We're building on the go, baby. All right. Enchantments. So I feel like we're building this deck. We just want to play out of exile. We don't really care about our hand. We want to play as much out of exile as we, which I'm honestly cool with that. Count your luck. I do have a copy of this. Again, your upkeep, exile, tap 2 cards of your library. You may play that card this turn. Oh, top card. You may play that card this turn. It could be a land. Ooh. Count for luck. Maybe I can't read. Count on luck. L2 read, L2. Count on luck. We need to cast spell proliferate. X. And we're just throwing cards in here right now. Just to get a base of where we want to go. with all of it. Was it Sunfires, Sunbirds? Patient. I remember right when you cast a spell from your hand, your top base calls your library will exit that spell. Cause you may cast a spell out. Okay, so it's not what we want it to be. All right, so we'll get it going. We want to play out of exile as much as we can, if we can. If it doesn't work out the way we want it to, fine, no big deal. But yeah. Lands are lands. We can always adjust lands and a rock stuff like that. Can I use my soul talisman? Huh. My soul talisman that I have can finally maybe get a little bit of burn. Let's run that soul talisman. Soul ring. Oh Lord. Going too fast. Soul ring, because we already know the rocks that we run. Soul ring. Arcane Sig. Gonna run Silwar Stone. Just the generic. Stone. Have to run these signets. Not really the signets. We got to run the talismans. Creativity, conviction, progress, which I think we're going to run. I think, honestly, this is going to be a heavier red type list. So we're going to run creativity and creativity. Fiction. And honestly, how we're looking right now. Oh, glimpse that possibility. Yeah. Possible. And then I think honestly we're gonna freestyle a lot of it from here because there's plenty of cards, right? We're gonna, of course, we're gonna have to put some cards in there to help us dig through the deck, things like that. We're gonna have to find a way to win, right? Oh, Amanatu's Augury might be decent. Exile the top 8 cards in the library. You may put a land card from among them into the battlefield, and to end a turn for each non-land card type, you may cast a spell of that type without paying its mana cost. So, what that does for Gwen, if we hit multiple types, we have her over on our backside, put a 1/1 counter on. You just get her really big. But also that triggers Quintoris as well when you cast a spell from exile, burning their opponent and getting value from it. So, and then Vega triggers as well. It's going to draw you a whole bunch of cards. Huh. And then non-creature spells. Thrasher might help with some of the cards in here. Non-creature spells. You cast, have Convoke. In the beginning of your pre-combat main phase, you may discard a card. If you do, exile tap 2 cards in your library. Then choose one of them. You may play that card this turn. So, I feel like the deck is honestly going to take a little bit of math, but it can definitely be done and played. I don't know. The deck might be pretty fun, right? But yeah, from what I see, not gonna be too bad. Not bad. We had to find a way to be able to just play cards from exile though, because that's where flashback is really good. Flashback and suspend are really good. Or a strat like this with Gwen. Honestly, I don't feel like people would even kill Gwen because I don't think she's good enough to be like, yo, she's a kill on sight. We have to take her out the game. But you never know, right? And scrolling through some of these cards that are in here, We've got decent cards in here. This is more for, I went towards the exile route that we have. We probably got to look at some combos too, because it might be some combos in exile that we don't even know. Now I could always check bracket 5, but I feel like bracket 5 is never gonna be what we want to see. So keep it how it is. Discover be good in here. Cascade to be very good in this list. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a few ways that we can go. It just depends on one, where do we want the power to go, and then two, it's like how much do we streamline it? And I feel like Exile is gonna be super fun. Super fun to build if you build it the right way. Because if we go like bracket 4, people are doing like the 1 counters type deals, spell slinger. But I want to do the exile route. Even her front side, casting her front side gets her to exile top card. I can play it as long as you control this creature, which is cool. I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of digging, have a little bit of creativity. But we definitely see a common theme here. Party Thrash is always gonna be good. Irith is gonna be good, and if you draw a card, exile top 2 cards instead. Play those cards this turn. It just honestly gives you some impulse draw. So I feel like we go like a spell slingish type value deck. Just getting value cards. I don't know. I think we're in a decent spot. Using the mages as like trinkets, just pull out certain artifacts to win. But in the bracket 4, what we looking for? It's Vine top. Look for medallions. I wish I could get more synergy here. But the thing is, I would have to find a way to proliferate more onto unstable amulet, which I need to do some digging in to happen. Yeah. That's not bad though. Not too bad. This is cheeky in here, and I have a copy of this. Granted, creatures you own have when this creature enters the battlefield and at the beginning of your upkeep. Each player may put 2 or more counters on creatures you control. For each opponent who does, you gain protection from that player, slowing the game down. Possibility Storm. Whenever a player casts a spell from his or her hand, that player exiles it. Exiles cards from the top is their library until he or she exiles a card that shares a card type with it. That player may cast that card without playing its mana cost. Then he or she puts all cards exiled Possibility Storm at the bottom of our library in random order. I kind of like that. So I think the biggest thing is we're gonna find this, but I think what we're gonna do. This is the basis for the list right now. Of course, lands and stuff we have to add, but I kind of like where this is. But I think what I want to do is maybe we can find a Gwyn deck and then we'll run it some and see if we like how it, because it might feel good or it could be. So that kind of just all depends. What we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and find a Gwen Stacy deck, and then we'll kind of go from there and see how we like it. But yeah, how's everyone's deck building been going this year? How do you feel about your deck building this year? For me, I've kind of felt like, you know, it's a lot of ups and downs, a lot of, I think honestly I've been overwhelmed with a lot of um just cards coming out. making things pretty difficult to like get a grasp in wanting to play um like stick to decks and really learning my decks because I have like four kind of like sitting around. And I think the biggest thing for me, one, I wish I spent more time just playing Magic as a whole. Because I only play on Fridays. I should be utilizing the spell table, getting reps in, getting games in. But a lot of times I don't. And that's just from part of me being late. But I can always work on something like that. But overall, I think the year's been pretty good. I'm excited for 2026 with Mutant Ninja Turtles, Strixhaven, The Hobbit. Um, I just hope we get. I just hope next year some things get cleaned up. Um, when it comes to like the quality of cards that are getting printed, because sometimes boo boo. No one wants to play boo boo. All right. So I'm gonna give this Gwen Stacy list some play and see how we like it. And yeah. Let's let's see what we can do with this. So this list is very creature heavy. A shout out to them. Ooh, I do like this. Cath. Tap two, choose one. You can populate or proliferate. Now, now, the good thing with this that I do see is that put a 1/1 count, you proliferate, but if you're running the unstable amulet, you might can get a little bit of value out of it. Because let's think about unstable amulet keeping energy counters on it. Enters with two when you cast spell, one damage, and you can pay two, exile top card of your library. You may play it until exiling the card. So I don't know, man. This might be okay. I think this might be a win slower, win harder type deck. But I like stuff like that. If we find good ways, consistent ways to proliferate, this might not be bad. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and play test real quick. See, I forgot how to use the playtester in here. Oh boy, I'm an old man. Old man. Oh yeah, playtest. You know, reading is essential. All right, so hand looks pretty good. Um, uh, just blink myself. You're gonna blink me. Boom, I'm out of here. All right, cool. So we got a land, J. Jonah Jameson's Key to the Vault, Super Enlightenment, the Scry, Spider 2020. Yep. And then Rooftop Retreat. And then we have Prologue to Pyresis. I see what they're doing there with this. They're just doing like a counters matter type build. Is this the type of hand that we would keep? We honestly could, because honestly, she has a 2/1 body on the board, right? Um, or just we're just gonna draw it out and see what we're gonna do. So we'll keep it. We're gonna draw um um for more damage. Exactly. Huh. So I feel like how we would play this would go ahead. We run her out now. I feel like we should go ahead, Temple of Enlightenment, and go ahead and scry. Um, look at the top card. It's a land. So that puts us 1, 2, 3. Or I feel like there. We're gonna leave it there. We'll pass the turn again. Bing, bing. Need to. We will play Mountain. Tap 2. I think we go ahead and cast them first, second, or third turn of the game. So this is honestly locked out anyway. We're gonna go ahead and get Gwen out here. We'll go ahead and run Gwen, get her out here, and exile the top of our library. Oh no. Wish there was more a top card. Can we just exile it? Helper action. I don't know how to do this stuff. Close. And with the exile. Okay, there we go. Cool, cool, cool. All right, move the exile, and we can cast it anytime. Which is fine. Whenever you draw your first, second, or third card each turn, first or second card, put an ingenuity counter on Lady Octopus. But there might be some sneaky stuff in this deck, man. I think I would just have to play it more and figure out how it goes. Next turn, boom, can't cast it third turn. We'll go ahead and run out. Why is this like this? Doomed. Cool. So third land out. We already have Gwen out. We can go ahead and I think we'll go ahead and cast exile. Got some exile. And then we'll go ahead and run out here. Go ahead. But just think that the table's open with 2. So that's turn 3. Next turn, we draw a card. Yeah, whenever you attack, put a 1 more count on attacking creature. So I see where this can go. Play the island for turn. Where do we want to push? So we draw a card. We could have put an engine out there. Add a counter. Counter. You may cast an artifact spell from your hand with mana cost a less than or equal to the number of counters without paying this mana cost. So it is 1. So we can honestly let's wait to cast Vault. Get more value. Cast fighter. And the order that I should have done that, right? I should have. Okay, doesn't matter. You can cast them first, second, and third turn of the game. He had double strike Vidge, beginning your end step. If you play the land or cast a spell this turn from anywhere other than your hand to his power to end it. Okay. Cool. So we're at 4 mana. We got 2 available. We'll leave mana sake. Turn 4 and then turn 5. We didn't draw the mana. Ooh. Whenever it enters, put a 1 counter on target creature control. Whenever non-token creature control with a 1 counter that dies, create a 1. So I feel like this is a piece that we save for later. Once we get the mana to do so, draw a card, add a counter, tap to cast E, paying the mana cost. But then we'll go ahead and pay 2, 3. We're gonna attach. We're gonna attach this to Gwen. Swing with Gwen. Damage. Go ahead and look at the top 2. Exile him 1. Cast without paying his mana. Exile. So land and Boros. So I feel like the best option here will cast the and put a check on Spider-Man 29 2 damage step. Cast here, have no other effects. Come in. And go ahead. Cast the turn. We're gonna turn 6. Well, in step, we earn somewhere for draw card was a land. What we would do. They are land. Do we go ahead and flip? Is the thing. I feel like we just go ahead and flip, get some value out of it. Tap the red. Tap signets. 3, 4, 5. We will flip. I need to go ahead and just learn. I need to learn Moxville. How do I flip you though? Oh, turnover. Okay, cool. We turn it over. Mr. Trigger, whenever we draw our first or second card each turn, put an ingenuity counter on it. So we're gonna up the counter to 3. And then nothing on the hand, that's an artifact. Which is okay. Sure. Artifacts. So no artifacts in here, which is fine. We will go to combat. We'll actually swing with really care. I don't think we really care about. I don't know how much I would like this card, to be honest, because it's like forcing me to attack with 2 more spiders, and I might not want to attack with 2 more spiders. So for just sake for us, we'll go ahead and we're just gonna swing with Ghost Spider and get some value out of it. 4, so we're gonna look at the top 4. We'll exile the top 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We can cast one of these cards without paying the mana cost. Which is a better way to view? Better way to view all. So the island was already in there. So we got a Plains backup agent. We talked probably about Penny. And then we got a Is It Signet. So I feel like the direction like saying sucks. All right. So I feel like the direction that we're going in right now. We would just go ahead and try to get the most value out of Spider-Man 2099 and get the bigger mana cost. So we'll cast Penny. Yeah, we'll go ahead and cast Penny. We're going to cast Penny from the graveyard, from the exile without paying the cost from that. We got a trigger on the stack with a 1/1 counter on target creature, which we will target Ghost Spider. And then since we did play a card from exile, cast spell from exile, put another 1/1 counter on it. So she'll get 2 1/1 counters on her. So 2 1/1 counters in the turn, Spider-Man to burn any target for at least 5, which that's not bad. Counters. Okay. The counters. 2. Oh, not bad. Okay, so she's now a 6/6. So she's still back to block because she has vigilance. And she has flying, so she can block flyers as well. That's 6 turns in. We'll do one more turn just for name's sake. In this tap, you gain life. Do we really care about playing? And the good thing I'll say that I've noticed about this is we do keep a decent grip. I mean, we got 6 cards in hand. It's not a lot of cards, but I mean, to be able to play it how it's being played and not particularly empty out your hand, And plus, Penny's gonna keep cards in our hand with modified creatures. So drew our first card. We're gonna add one more counter to Lady Octopus. Counter, no artifacts still in hand. We're just gonna swing one more time. Just for purposes, we're gonna swing with Gwen for 6, and that's gonna look at 6 more cards. 6, go in, and what we want to do, if we want to utilize Spider-Man 2099, want to look at getting the biggest value card out. I could have sworn I had an option. Let me. I hate technology. I hate it. I hate it. Okay. So, no lands. You got Wolverine when it enters. Exile top 2. You may play those cards. Turn. Doc Weaver does put counter experimental augury. Cast it. Well, or we can do an arcane signet. Or is it signet? Arcane signet. So, what we could get out of this, we can look at the top 3 of our library, put one and the rest in the bottom, and then proliferate, which makes Ghost Spider bigger. Add another ingenuity counter to Lady Octopus that would put her at 5. And then hopefully we hit an artifact, and then we can activate Lady Octopus and put that artifact to the back. So I think, and I'll be putting all those cards at the bottom of my library. I was selling, I was feeding, but not a good feed. Okay, cool. We're gonna exile here. We'll exile. First of all, we'll just move like everything else is going back to the bottom. Bottom. Shift. Ooh, exit that out. Go ahead and shuffle out. Yeah, hotkey to. What's the hotkey to? No, of course it's S. Oh no, I don't want that. Put it back. All right. Shuffled, and we're gonna go ahead and cast it without paying this mana cost, but then it's gonna go put a 1 counter on Win, and it draws us a card as well. So yeah, we're gonna draw a card because of Penny. Draw 1 more counter, add a counter, and then we'll cast here. Look at top 3, 1 in the hand, other 2 at the bottom. Do top 3. Put 1 in our hand. I think honestly, let's filter out some of these. And bottom. Shift L. L. Shuffle. Goes to the graveyard. Land for turn. And this is where, oh, and then proliferate. So counter. Add a counter, add a counter. This feels like one of those decks that you kind of need to pay on paper, because there's a lot of little things that are going on that you got to be able to pay attention to. Play the land, the cast spell. Spider-Man 29 target. So I wonder if you play multiple spells from your graveyard at the end step, does it check each spell? Um, does it check each spell, basically each card that you play? I wonder if it checks how many that you've played. But yeah, we figured out that. And then we can go ahead and tap Doc Ock for 5. We can play. We can put the elevator onto the battlefield and tap it for 3 mana. Huh. And then you can. Wow. This is not bad. Because you know you play your hand, you pass your turn, and then in a turn you station. Gwen is given 8 already. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you're getting 15 off the station right now in the and you already did combat damage. You've already done everything you need to do, and you still have 6 cards in hand. So what I feel like, just from seeing all of this, is that Stacey's probably more like mid-range control type commander. That's the way you're gonna have to build it to get the most out of it. And Kylo's crazy in here. Just to even see this be played. Just get Kylo, tap Kylo to station the elevator to proliferate 1/1 counters everywhere. Ingenuity counter on Lady Doc Ock. Hey, this might win might be alright. Like, and it's crazy that it's more creature based. I wonder how it would feel if we ran it more instant sorcery based. I think that's what I'm gonna really be looking at. Is like, of course, if creatures give value to Gwen, because this is one of the decks we're gonna build it around Gwen. Gives us value to Gwen, chances are we want to run it. We want to proliferate. We want to be able to potentially move counters. We want to double counters when, but also, honestly, didn't look at Lady Octopus and think that she would be he'd be like good like this. When if you draw your first or second card each turn, you gotta put an ingenuity counter on it. So if I'm reading the card right, draw for turn, get a counter. If you draw your second card, you get another counter. And you find a way to proliferate and get another counter. And then just casting 3 artifact spells from your hand is like crazy. I like that. But yeah, we'll see how that pans out once we work on. But yeah, I just wanted to talk a little bit, yap a little bit, and anyone that came through the stream, appreciate y'all coming through. Definitely going to be working Moxfield, or I'm actually going to be on this list for Stacy. And if it's something that you're interested in, came by the stream, make sure you subscribe. And video will probably be going up very, very soon for Gwen. Get some testing in, maybe some spell table, and kind of see how it goes. But without further ado, I do appreciate everyone coming through. I'm out of here. Audi 530. And see you guys later on. Y'all take it easy.